the aim for us was really to provide everything that the installer might need whilst out performing testing. So with that, in terms of what the user would get within the kit, obviously the instrument itself, all the test leads that they would need to make connections, both to panels and to kind of maybe some of the more terminal type connections. We also have included in our irradiance meter, which we've iterated upon from the previous version. So with that, we now use a new communication system between the two. And what that's meant is we've got a much larger range. We're specifying a 200-meter range between the two devices. But I know from experience we've gone over 300 meters and the two have still communicated.
Wow.
And where that's quite important is, sometimes these strings are long, and we wanted to make sure that we had enough range for our customers to be able to have the irradiance meter at the string end, even if they needed to walk to the far end to actually connect up the PV tester and actually make the connection. So that's all new. The way it pairs and connects is all new. We also include in there a clamp meter, which isn't unsurprising because our previous kits had a clamp meter in them. The difference is now we've decided to make that wireless, so the communication between the two is via a Bluetooth connection. And the reason we did that is kind of twofold, really. One, so the user isn't necessarily tied to a short wire between the two. But one of the other things we noticed when we were out with the engineers actually watching them in preparation for developing a new product is many of them had a clamp meter with a screen on, and they were using that to just check the tails were dead before they made disconnections. Now that was possible with our old device, but you still needed the device and this because it didn't have a display. So very early on we recognized that actually if we had a device that talked wirelessly and had its own display, then that solves maybe the need for the engineer to spend more money on another piece of kit, but also it solved both the challenges we faced and they faced. So that really made a difference. Also included in the kit will be things such as a mounting bracket, so they can attach the irradiance meter to the clamp to the panel, along with a SolarCert software license. So we have the app. The app will be able to download, and the user will be able to see the results and produce very simple reports. But if they want more detailed reports or IEC approved reports, they can then easily transfer that data via the app, either send it via email, WhatsApp, the usual ways of getting data we do nowadays, across to somebody else or across to their laptop, in which case they can simply then get professional looking IEC standard reports that they can give to their customers.
Excellent.
So yeah, effectively we think we're giving everything that the installer might need within one handy bag.